Okay, wow. Loads of details and information about Jurassic World Rebirth has been releasing over the last few hours that's made a lot of us go absolutely crazy. We have new mutants, maybe the JP3 Spinosaurus, and also Spinosauruses fighting a T-Rex, and more. Yeah, I've been waiting for time to go on now just to bring these details into one video. Unfortunately, we're going to have to skip over Jurassic Weekly this week because I'm going to be transparent with you guys, I just don't have the time to make a video like that right now. I'm currently moving into a new place, so it's been busy. Yeah, let's say busy, definitely not going wrong. Anyways, either way, we've still got a lot to discuss here in this video, so we're going to get into that right after reminding you that the best way to support our content creation is to head on over to the merch store, where we have fun Rebirth branded things for you all to enjoy. So not only do you help us, but you also get something cool out of it in return as well. There's more than enough for your liking over there, and there's currently a 20% discount code available right now. So make sure you seize that opportunity, but not before checking out this video. So let's get into the latest details about Jurassic World Rebirth. So as we did confirm just a couple days ago, the D-Rex mutant dinosaur is confirmed to be called the Distortus Rex. A name that I was hoping would be changed to Distortion, just sounds so much cooler. I think of Giratina from Pokemon, you know, going into the Distortion world, but either way it is the Distortus Rex, and a lot of people have actually seemed to have taken a liking to this name, which is really nice to see. But in some recent articles and some quotes taken by Gareth Edwards, he basically confirms that this creature is very and highly inspired by the creation of the Rancor from Star Wars, which is another creature within that universe. But a nice interesting detail to kind of knit these two together is the fact that this franchise, the Star Wars franchise, is something that Gareth Edwards actually worked on in the past. He worked on a movie called Rogue One, which personally I see as probably one of the best movies of the Star Wars franchise. I adore that movie, I love that movie, and that's what really got me excited to see what's going to happen in Jurassic World Rebirth once it was announced that Gareth Edwards would be the director. But I do believe there's a quote somewhere on the internet saying that Gareth Edwards wanted to have the Rancor in Rogue One, but the timeline that he was working in just didn't quite add up for this creature to appear. So maybe he held that as a grudge and brought that creature into Jurassic World. So yeah, this may have been a detail that we heard of just a few months ago, but it's nice to have a little bit more confirmation. Not only that, but we get confirmation that the Distortus Rex is not the only confirmed mutant in this movie. We were speculating for a long time whether or not the D-Rex would be the only mutant in the movie, but now in this article it's confirmed that we do have at least another one. When the trailer was shown, and more specifically trailer 2, at CinemaCon, some viewers at that event were discussing some kind of flying raptor. We were very skeptical about what they saw. Some people were saying it's Archaeopteryx, some people thought it was just a feathered raptor jumping off something, but me personally, I felt like that they saw something that they couldn't quite make out exactly what it might have been. But now it seems like we kind of know what that was. The Mutadon. Yes, that's the name, the Mutadon. Another mutant that's expected in the movie. This has been confirmed by, I believe, David Koepp, where he goes on to say, as well as the D-Rex, we'll meet the winged Mutadons, plural by the way, a combination of pterosaur and raptor. So that kind of confuses me because, as we have established in this universe, creating a new species from at least 2 other species is considered a hybrid, not a mutant. A mutant is a genetic failure from one species only. So to say that it's a combination of pterosaur and raptor throws us off just a little bit because that sounds like a hybrid dinosaur by the sounds of it. However, again, we must not take things too literal, which we will discuss again later in the video. But what I think he means is that the way it would look more like a pteranodon and also a velociraptor. Not exactly taking those 2 genomes, but something went wrong, which meant that maybe this was supposed to be a pterosaur and then it kind of went wrong in the genetic breeding process or something like that. and then eventually just grew a face that looks more like a velociraptor, maybe has a sickle claw on its foot, something along those lines, but I wouldn't really say that it is a hybrid. We're going to have to wait and see, obviously. Maybe if we get a background to it where it is actually a genetic mix between a velociraptor and a pteranodon, then that is a hybrid, that's no longer a mutant. Or maybe it's a mutant hybrid, who knows, it gets a little bit confusing now. But yes, the Mutadon is a brand new species that is confirmed via this quote by the screenwriter David Koepp. But sticking on topic with not taking things too literal, we have another quote from this article that says, "Even Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus is on the scene." Now, that makes me question a lot of things. When we hear something like that, we know that the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus, probably one of the fans' most beloved creature of the franchise, should be appearing based off that quote, right? That gets us all excited. Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus is on the scene? To you and me, that sounds like the Spinosaurus is returning. But again, I wouldn't take this so literal. Most of us would jump to delight hearing that. However, we must remember the exact same thing we remember when we hear stuff from events like CinemaCon. These people don't know the ins and the outs of the franchise like you and I do, so do not take this word for word. What I think he is saying here is merely the fact that the sense and the fear of Jurassic Park 3's Spinosaurus is returning in these Spinosauruses in Jurassic World Rebirth. Although I really hope to be proven wrong, and I really hope that somehow, when the D-Rex is fighting and it's coming to the end battle, we hear that infamous roar in the background, and we get a notification of where the Spinosaurus went after Manticorp's incident and investigation after 2016. It would be so cool. But yes, these are just general audiences who may not know the terms or the exact wording to use to maybe manage expectations, let's say. And again, as much as I would love to see the JP3 Spinosaurus return, I just wouldn't look too deeply into this quote. But that doesn't mean we can't get excited for something else regarding the Spinosaurus, because it seems like we are going to be seeing the Spinosaurus face off with a Triceratops in Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah, that sounds so good to me. We've heard the rumours Triceratops should be returning with some kind of new model in Jurassic World Rebirth. It's one of the few species that we know of in the movie but haven't really seen just yet. But thanks to Amazon and a t-shirt listing, we have information that it seems like the Spinosaurus and Triceratops will be fighting. The product description says, "Prepare for an epic face-off. This Jurassic World Rebirth design captures a high-stakes moment between dinosaur heavyweights, Triceratops and Spinosaurus." But when you actually look at what it's being marketed on, there is no Triceratops in there. So it reminds me of something that happened before Chaos Theory Season 2 released, where they confirmed that a West African scene involving the Suchomimus would be happening underneath a Suchomimus toy that released a little bit earlier. And since we know that ended up being true, we saw Senegal, we saw the Suchomimus, we saw the toy of the Gallimimus and Suchomimus being chased, I'm going to use that as enough evidence to say that what we have for this product description basically confirms that a Triceratops and a Spinosaurus will be fighting one another, which is fantastic. You know, sure, it's great seeing the Spinosaurus in fights and everything, but the Triceratops, it's a dinosaur that has so much capability, so much possibility, and was never used in the Jurassic franchise properly. I think the coolest scene of Triceratops would be from The Lost World, where it basically broke the tents and the vehicles, and that was pretty much it. In Jurassic World it was walking around, in Fallen Kingdom it was sad, and I think it just had maybe one scene right at the start of Jurassic World Dominion. Oh, and we mustn't forget the 3 seconds it was on screen for from a bird's eye view in Jurassic Park 3. So this creature, the Triceratops, it's a dinosaur that we need to see face off with a larger predator, and we were hoping for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, but I would take the Spinosaurus as well. So honestly speaking, it's nice to see that the Triceratops is finally going to be getting some action in a Jurassic movie. So there we have it, a few interesting and cool details about Jurassic World Rebirth. We have a name for the second mutant creature, and we also have a look into a Spinosaurus versus Triceratops battle. Man, would that be great to finally see the Triceratops in action. But what are you interested in seeing? If you could film one scene for this movie, what would it be and why? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to check out the merch store for your latest merchandise. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new around here. But most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, Did you enjoy the video? Well, why not leave a like and subscribe for more Jurassic content? I appreciate every single one of you for reaching this point into the video and supporting me this far. If you wish to support me even further, then feel free to head on down to the description where you can find links to donate, my Patreon, and you can also press that join button to become a member here on YouTube and gain access to some awesome emojis. A massive thank you to all of the YouTube members for this month, as well as the amazing fans over on Patreon too. Your extra bit of support really goes a long way. But for now, I wish you a great rest of your day.